All right, so I am back here. I have another video that I'm going to end up making in a series of using the Keda Liquid Dyes. And today I'm going to end up using the Amber Yellow for the Keda Dye Solvent Liquid Base Kit. There's 5 colors that come in this liquid dye kit. It has the, I'll just grab them all. It has the blue, brown, red, black, and the yellow. So that comes with a 5 color kit. And I already have 2 of the colors done, the crimson red and the black. So if you want to check out the other videos, you can check those out as well. So with that said, let's just get right into it. This will be the yellow today. Alright, so the first thing I'm actually going to do is move these pieces of wood. I'm also going to be doing this again on the oak and the maple. So I am adding 4 ounces or half a cup. Actually, I was thinking I could maybe show it this way, how far my measurement is here. So right here, half a cup. It's actually a little over. Apologize for that. And so that is 4 ounces of lacquer thinner. I am mixing this in with lacquer thinner today. Lacquer thinner. Set that off to the side, and I'm going with 1/8 teaspoon to the 4 ounces. Now it's recommended to use 1/4 teaspoon, but I think I can get away with 1/8 teaspoon. Now it's a lighter color, so I may be pushing it a little bit too much, but I'm trying it out. Typically, like I say in my other videos, you want to let this yellow end up setting a little bit and having a little bit of time to acclimate to the dyes, for the dyes to acclimate to the lacquer thinner solution that we end up having here. But just for demonstrations of this video, I'm just going to get into it right away. And here we go. So I'm probably going to end up fast forwarding through my application process. For the preparation, I use the wood specific sandpaper, use the 120, 150, 180 grit sandpaper on both of these. That's all I did. It was wood specific sandpaper, not a multi-purpose sandpaper, which I find helps. So here we go. It's going to look light when you initially put it on. What I've noticed with these liquid dyes is that they tend to darken up as time goes by. I'm going to end up letting this set now and dry out, and we will come back and reevaluate it as it dries out. Alright, so this is dried out now. Basically, I'm just going to end up, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a second coat on this. Basically off camera, I ended up taking this oak piece that was off of this board, and I just applied the 1/8 teaspoon dye stain solution to it. So I'm just going to leave this. So if you're interested in seeing what this looks like with just the 1/8 teaspoon without putting the second coat on, we'll have that kind of comparison as well. So I'm just going to give this a little quick scuff sand. this time. All this is a sanding sponge, 320 grit. I know that I shouldn't probably be using this fine of a grit, but all I'm doing is just scuff sanding it. I'm just going over the surface just a little bit, just to try to knock down anything that may be sticking up, as well as just giving a little more surface area for the next layer of dyes to adhere into. Okay, so let's get on with the second coat here. We'll see what happens. Everything's showing up. There we go. All right. I'm gonna actually put this back off to the side again. And since I didn't change any of the volume for the dye stain, I'm just going to use the same wiping cloth that I used before. Now my gloves are pretty dirty, so I have to make sure that I'm using the same side, so I'm not mixing up colors or anything. So if you use gloves, that's something that you kind of want to watch out for as well. You know, just make sure that you wash your gloves well in between each one. Each time you change the color or something, it should be okay. Okay, so the reason that I ended up doing that was I just wanted a little more contrast between the wood grains, using, you know, without having to pop the grain by adding a secondary color or something. Now adding the dye concentrate directly, that would end up giving you a pretty good, you know, contrast in the wood grain itself as well. So, and that's just something to consider. Just for the video purposes of this, I knew that this was going to end up being a little bit lighter, and it probably wasn't going to end up showing up very well. So that's really the only reason why I did it. Plus, you know, just to get a little better color on the camera, because sometimes the colors aren't showing up the greatest. So I just figured, plus we'll give it a shot. We'll end up putting a second coat on it, and we'll take a look at it that way. So this is the one with the single coat with the 1/8 teaspoon, just only the 1/8 teaspoon, so you can see the contrast there. Alright, so I have this dried out now. This has all been dried out. I just laid a paper towel on the underside of these in order to prevent me from spraying my backdrop, because it is getting quite full of spray. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is just do these one at a time. And I will probably fast forward through this, or maybe even edit it out. But I am spraying it with just a clear coat Krylon. This particular is a acrylic. With just the 1/8 teaspoon and the 4 ounces of the lacquer thinner, with just one coat, just the one coating of the dye stain. So just a reminder on that. I kind of do that to remind myself too, you guys, so just so you know. All right, here we go with the maple. Okay, so this is the maple, and this is with the 2 coats, you know, being applied to this maple And again, it's just a standard maple, so it looks pretty nice so far. Color's coming through pretty good, actually. Well, it's again through my viewfinder. I noticed that that's not always the case, but all right. So I'm just going to set this off to this, and here we go. This one I had the 2 coats with the 1/8 teaspoon of the Keda Liquid Dye and the 4 ounces of just lacquer thinner. Not lacquer, just the thinner. Applied directly to the wood. Okay, so this is the oak with the 2 coats of that yellow dye stain, and it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna continue on. I'll end up doing a couple of between coat sandings, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished results using the Keda Dye. Oh, it's not going to show up very good. The Keda Dye Amber, and I hope that this ends up giving a little better demonstration. This particular piece has a slight defect in the seal coat right up in here, so forgive me for that. That's my error. That's from spraying the top coat sealer, and I was running a little bit low, so I really apologize for that. But anyways, I hope that this is showing up pretty nice, because holy smokes, this just looks absolutely gorgeous. It's just a beautiful color, has a amazing sheen to it, and just looks really nice. So this is the maple, and this one was done with the 2 coats of the 1/8 teaspoon into 4 ounces of just the regular lacquer thinner, and that's really about it for this one. I just wanted to give a little video demonstration on that. So this one is the oak. This turned out just absolutely beautiful as well. Not sure if this one's going to show up quite as well on the camera, but this just is beautiful too. It's a nice, just gorgeous golden kind of color to it. And again, this one was done with the 2 coats of the 1/8 teaspoon and the 4 ounces, 1/8 teaspoon of the Keda Dye liquid solvent dye, and the 4 ounces of the lacquer thinner. So that's that. Just really nice results on that as well. And then this one here is the, I suppose spin this around this way, and this one here was just the 1 coat. Now you can kind of see the little bit of difference. I mean, again, this isn't the exact same board, but you can see how you can get the different colors with the different amounts of coating, you know, as well as the concentrate of it. So I hope that this ends up, you know, giving a pretty good representation of what this would end up looking like. For some reason it's not showing up very well on my viewfinder, as well as it actually is looking in person. But anyways, so yeah, again, this is the oak with the 2 coats, 1/8 teaspoon, using the Keda Dye solvent based amber color. There is a 5-color kit that you can end up getting with these liquid dyes, as well as buying the individual colors themselves. So anyways, I hope that this series has been helpful. The next color I'll be doing is the brown, I believe, and followed up by the blue. So I already have 2 of the other colors done. If you're interested in looking at that, you can check out the channel and view the other ones that I ended up doing. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I hope it's been at least somewhat useful for you.